What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Nano Dimension, ticker symbol NNDM. They have an absolutely massive event coming up at the end of February. So we're going to go over everything that you need to know in order to stay up to date and plan your trades accordingly leading into this event. We're also going to go over ARK's buying behavior this week. They've done some interesting things, so we're going to go over exactly what I think they have been doing with their NNDM position. NNDM has also released some pretty massive acquisition news, so we're going to be going over that as well. So if you guys enjoy the information that I provide for you in this video, please go down and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn on that notification bell. It really helps me get this information out to as many people as possible and grow on this platform, and you guys get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks and learn about a couple of new ones. And I just wanted to say a brief thank you so much to all of you guys who have been liking and commenting on watching on all of my videos. It really means a lot to me. We just crossed 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully we can get to 100K by the end of this year. So let's take a look at NNDM. We can see that it's trading up about $1 today, up almost 7%, up into the 1565 range. We had a massive run-up in NNDM over the last couple of weeks. Then we had a brief sell-off and a consolidation before NNDM started ripping up again. The main reason for this sharp drop is the shareholder meeting that NNDM has coming up in the near future. So basically what they're trying to do is they are voting to increase the amount of shares that they are allowed to offer so that they can raise more capital. So NNDM is really focused on acquiring or merging with a new business, and their CEO has come out and said that they are looking at acquiring 1 to 3 businesses to streamline the distribution and production of their Dragonfly LDM 3D printing software. So let's go over and take a look at the buying behavior of ARK this week in shares of NNDM. So if we come over to this website, we can see that on February 1st in ARKQ, ARK sold about $3.6 million worth of NNDM, but we can also see they bought in ARKW. So this is mainly a repositioning play, but you can also kind of assume that it is the first of the month, and ARKQ is a very big ETF that they have. So they are just rebalancing the ETF at the beginning of the month in order to free up some capital, maybe to buy NNDM at a dip, or to put that capital behind another company. But we can see that ARK came back yesterday and bought $4.2 million worth of NNDM in ARKQ. So this sell and buy back in doesn't really make a lot of sense. They're probably just repositioning themselves and freeing up some funds to establish new positions and new position weights. Now let's get into the really big event that NNDM has coming up in the near future. So if we come over to NNDM's website, we can see AME Academy presents the future of additive manufacturing of electronics. The AME Academy is the first ever seminar on additive manufacturing of electronics. That's basically NNDM's entire business. With leading industry experts, this online event will cover the future of additive manufacturing, software, hardware, and automation for electronic devices. Attendees will hear firsthand about revolutionary applications and advancements of this technology from R&D to commercial applications by leading research institutes and companies developing and using AME technology for fabricating electronic devices. So NNDM is the top player in this field, so they're really going to be the keynote speaker at this event, and it is definitely something that you want to watch or keep out a lookout for if you are an NNDM investor. You can also save your seat for this event. You just have to fill out this form, and you basically are allowed to get into the event. So participants will have the chance to network and exchange ideas in a virtual academy chat room. That's pretty interesting. You'll have the opportunity to ask some questions and hear some responses, if you're lucky, from the actual executives and the people speaking at NNDM. Being on the verge of a new era of 3D printed electronics, this event will provide comprehensive insights into the possibilities of AME technology. That's why I think this event is going to be so big. They're going to basically kind of project the market in the future of what these 3D printing systems could be used for. So we're going to get a lot of insight on what NNDM is planning on getting their Dragonfly LDM system to be able to do, and how they're going to be able to do it. So that, in my opinion, is very important, and we could see a substantial run-up in NNDM into this event, which we are kind of seeing today. NNDM going up 6.5 2.5%. That's also due to the next thing that I'm going to be talking about, but this AME event is not really being talked about by a lot of people, and it is very important that you keep this on your schedule. We also received some very important news yesterday about NNDM and their future acquisition goals. So if we come over here, we can see that NNDM, an industry-leading additively manufactured electronics provider, announced today that it has engaged Carl Square, in addition to Needham & Co., to advise on acquisitions in Europe. Carl Square is an investment bank with offices in Berlin, Copenhagen, Hamburg, London, Munich, and Stockholm. Carl Square supports companies and their shareholders to assist in implementing their M&A goals. Carl Square has already introduced Nano Dimension to several attractive targets in Europe. That's exactly what I wanted to see out of NNDM before their massive shareholder meeting. When they are trying to allow themselves, they're getting shareholders to allow them to issue more shares to raise more funds in order to complete these acquisitions. So this is a really good thing, in my opinion. We're finally getting some actual concrete news that Nano Dimension is not just sitting on the cash and is actually actively going after some attractive targets in Europe. So Johan Stern, the president and CEO of Nano Dimension, also said, "Our M&A search over the last 2 quarters has evolved as we have expanded its geographical footprint. We are now focusing on 2 kinds of acquisition targets. One will dramatically expand our go-to-market channels and give us exposure to vertical markets, while the other targets include a set of companies that have transformative technologies and products which are complementary to our product roadmap." That's awesome, in my opinion. They are trying to find companies that are really going to help them as a business in 2 very important ways. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted to see out of NNDM right before this shareholder meeting. So the present ubiquity of special purpose public acquisition vehicles, SPACs, which all of you guys should know about by now, especially in the US market, is causing price surges of certain targets. Hence, we are using the opportunity to filter out valuations that don't fit our business model. This, I think, is one of the main reasons why NNDM has continuously been doing these share offerings over the past couple of months. The valuations of these companies that they want to acquire keep changing almost on a day-to-day basis, and one day they may have enough capital to acquire these companies, the other day they won't be able to. So we really just need to keep a lookout for what companies they are actually thinking about acquiring and what the price points of these acquisitions will be. In general, I think NNDM is going to be an amazing addition to a lot of people's portfolios. When I get my next monthly deposit into my investment account, I am going to be buying some NNDM shares for the long term. Now, I'm going to be buying at a pretty high price. That's fine with me. I think the market for these 3D printed electronics is going to increase substantially over the next couple of years. I also think with ARK putting so much capital behind a small company like NNDM, that's also a very good sign for the long term. Just think about it. If ARK Invest has a bunch of analysts working together, figuring out the valuations of these companies and figuring out what their fair value and what their future value could be, and they're pouring a lot of cash into these companies, I think it's pretty smart that we can assume that we can too. So I'm going to be buying some shares of NNDM over the next couple of months, kind of averaging in, doing a dollar cost average strategy and holding those shares pretty much forever, at least 10 years. So any shares that I buy, I usually don't plan on selling them for a very long amount of time since I am on the younger side in the investment world. So that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed what I had for you in this one, please go down and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me get this information out to as many people as possible. You get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a really profitable day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.